What's going on, everybody? Crypto Headquarters here, and today I want to give you guys a video on my top 3 low market cap coins which I believe are extremely undervalued at the time of making this video. With that said, I hope to give you guys some informational insight into why I believe these coins are extremely undervalued and why they are my top picks if you are looking for some moonshots in 2018. Again, I'm going to start the video off with a disclaimer that says none of the information in this video is investment or financial advice. It's just my personal opinion. Please do your own research before investing. Invest at your own risk. Don't invest more than you can afford to losing. Consult a financial advisor if necessary. For transparency purposes, I always let you guys know what I am invested in and what I am not invested in when I make these videos, and I'm going to let you guys know that right before I talk about each of the 3 coins that I am going to touch on today. With all of that said, let's get right into the video. The first cryptocurrency that I want to talk about today and that I believe is extremely undervalued is none other than Bounty 0x. To be fully transparent with you guys, I am invested into Bounty 0x at the time of making this video. With that said, let's jump right into why I believe Bounty 0x is undervalued. Obviously, all of the cryptocurrencies that I'm going to be covering today do have a very low market cap. We see that Bounty 0x is ranked 316th overall in terms of overall market cap, so it's definitely ranked up there with a market cap of just over $33 million. If we just take a look at the price, Bounty actually has seen the $100 million market cap and nearly the $1 mark. Around January 8th, we hit the 91 cent mark, which still stands to be its current all-time high. But, to go from 91 cents to 27 cents, in a relatively short period of time within the past few weeks, that's obviously a huge drop-off and indicates a good period to actually buy into this cryptocurrency. So now that you understand, where the price has been and that we have seen a huge drop-off, why do I believe Bounty 0x is undervalued? Now I'm going to head over to an article that was written by Angelo, who is the co-founder of Bounty 0x, so this is extremely credible. And basically what he does is he sums up why there is a need for Bounty 0x, and I'm just going to kind of go over this with you guys. So basically, if you guys don't know, I did a video on Bounty 0x on my channel, which really goes in depth and really explains why this is a useful platform, so check that out. It's one of the first videos on my channels, so make sure to subscribe if you want to see more content like that. But basically, Bounty 0x is a platform where bounty hunters will be able to receive payments and tokens in exchange for completing bounty tasks for ICO startups. These are bounty tasks, or as a fancy word for a job that somebody needs done, and that will be paid out in the Bounty 0x token. So where do they see, a market for this? Well, they say that with hundreds of new blockchain startups being formed and holding ICOs every month, this is already a significant market. So not only do they have a market for people that need to use the Bounty 0x platform, it's not limited to ICO startups. Platforms can use this, governments can use this, individuals can use the Bounty 0x platform. Anybody who needs a bounty or a contract fulfilled can use the Bounty 0x platform. So it definitely reaches a large market, despite the fact in this article, which was written a few months ago, around September 22nd, states that they are focusing on ICOs. There's plenty of other real-life applications that we're going to see if I scroll down a little bit more. So they say software companies can use Bounty 0x to find vulnerabilities in their code. That's another real-world application. Additionally, governments, nonprofits, and NGOs can use Bounty 0x for incentivizing the completion of specific goals, like finding the cure for a certain type of cancer. So right there, you already see that they believe that the Bounty 0x platform can be used for governments, which obviously there's a lot of money in government, but even research projects for incentivizing people to go out and really apply this research in the field, where these other governments and other people may have not had this opportunity before to use a platform at their disposal where they can pay people. So definitely there's a lot of other uses. They say brands can use Bounty 0x for incentivizing. You get the idea. Anybody whoever needs a job done can use the Bounty 0x platform, and it's just a great way. They've really built up a great ecosystem around between the hosts, the bounty hunters, and the sheriffs. So they've really built an ecosystem that works and has real world application without paying out their tokens, and just how the whole system works. So I'll stop rambling just on how great I think the platform is, but the token will be used just to basically pay people out, and that's a very simplistic look at this. I'm not going to go through all of this, but this is definitely going to be linked in the description. So it's going to tell you guys how the bounty will be used between the bounty hunters, the bounty sheriffs, and the bounty hosts, but basically the token's utility will be used to pay people for completing the specific bounties and contracts. So hopefully you guys learned something about why I believe that Bounty is extremely undervalued. To sum it all up, I think that Bounty has a platform that is not only working, and it's currently being beta tested and being utilized right now, but I think their platform solves a real issue. I think it has real world application as outlined in that article. The Bounty token has a specific use and a specific focus, and really just to wrap it all up, its market cap is extremely low at $33 million. You look at coins outside of even the top 200, And if you honestly, if you throw a lot of money at coins outside of the top 200, you could really hit some moonshots. But the biggest thing for people looking to make these larger gains for these lower market cap coins is just really looking at what cryptocurrencies have a working product. Do people believe in that product that they're putting out there? And does it solve a real world application? And this is a cryptocurrency that checks all those boxes for me, and that is why I believe that Bounty S is extremely undervalued for its price and has a very low market cap, that people who are looking to not only invest in a working platform, but looking to see some cryptocurrency gains that might see bigger percentages and bigger green candlesticks than perhaps some of the top 100. This is a cryptocurrency I definitely recommend you doing your own research and looking into. So that's going to conclude it for the first cryptocurrency that I wanted to touch on today. Let's go into the second. The second cryptocurrency that I believe is extremely undervalued going into 2018 is none other than Payfair. So Payfair, to be fully transparent with you guys, I am not invested at the time of making this video, but in the future I do plan on putting some money in Payfair because I really do believe in this project. With that out of the way, let's get into why I believe Payfair is extremely undervalued. So Payfair, currently sitting at 30 cents. It is down 2.26% in the last 24 hours, but Payfair has kind of seen a rocky roller coaster of a ride these past few months, trading at the 1 to 2 cent mark, going all the way into kind of the end of December, early January, when we saw a price go up to 12 cents, and really since January 1st, we saw coming in to January 13th a price of 48 cents, nearly 50 cents. So Payfair has come a long way, at least in the short term here, from just trading at that 1 cent market, that sub $1 million market cap. So definitely come a long way, but with those big strides come big falls, and we've seen Payfair even hit its low, at least in the short term here, on January 17th for 20 cents, and we've kind of rebounded to the 30 cent mark and definitely seen a consolidation period since then. Payfair has a market cap of $23 million and a rank of 378th overall. It's available on EtherDelta and IDEX, so that is kind of limiting for people who do want to invest, but that's what you're going to find with a lot of these lower market cap coins, that they're not established on bigger exchanges, hence offers the opportunity for you to get in early before the mass adoption and mass people can get actually investing into this in easier way. So that is kind of where Payfair is at price wise. I just want to outline some reasons that I believe that Payfair is going to be successful, and why I believe in the platform, and why I believe it's extremely undervalued. So basically, Payfair is an escrow service, and I will say this before I get really into this, really into what Payfair is and why I believe in it. I did do a video on Payfair on my channel. It was actually the first video that I really uploaded and used on my computer, so definitely check that out. I do a more in-depth analysis on Payfair, but basically Payfair is an escrow service on the blockchain. If you guys don't know what escrow is, it allows an intermediary to hold the funds between two parties or two people before the transaction is completed and validated. So it offers affordable escrow solutions for cryptocurrency in the blockchain space. In addition to that, one thing that I do want to point out is that when you talk about smart contracts in the cryptocurrency space, smart contracts are a great thing, and they fuel a lot of cryptocurrencies and they solve a lot of problems. But in terms of the escrow service, and we're talking between business to consumer or business to business, smart contracts favor the buyer in a lot of ways. And the reason that smart contracts favor the buyer a lot of times is because smart contracts hold your funds until it goes from seller to buyer. And if the buyer gets something and they're dishonest and they lie about receiving said item, the funds are locked up and neither the seller nor the buyer can access them, and that screws over the buyer in this scenario. And this isn't exactly uncommon, considering there is a lot of fraud online, and this has happened to a lot of people. So that is where smart contracts kind of see a disadvantage. And where Payfair plans to capitalize this is that Payfair only releases the funds if both parties are happy. And if there is a situation where two parties aren't happy, there is a resolution and dispute process to solve the issue at hand. So it does have a dispute process in place where they can find a solution to the problem, and it does offer an affordable service overall. There has been a lot of criticisms regarding the team being transparent and not being a well-known team, but in my opinion, if you're looking to invest in these low market cap cryptocurrencies, this is going to be, the team is not going to be as transparent as, say, somebody like Ripple or something, cryptocurrency with a higher market cap like that. But if you guys do want to look into the team, they have released some info on them. They are definitely legit. They are a smaller team. But one thing I do say is that they do release weekly updates. They do have a demo program out right now, at least is my understanding that they do. So the regular updates that are coming from the team and that they've kind of legitimized themselves over the past few months has helped me put my confidence into this cryptocurrency. I would definitely recommend and would tell you guys, do your own due diligence before investing in something like this, because with these low market cap cryptocurrencies, there is bigger reason to definitely research. I mean, obviously research anything, but there is bigger reason for speculation behind them due to the fact that they aren't established as something in the top 100 or even in the top 200. So Payfair, that is one thing people have looked into, but do your own research on that, because I think, in my opinion, you guys will find that the team is more transparent than you may have been led to believe. But definitely form your own opinion and do your own research regarding that. One interesting thing I will note is that when I've been doing my research on cryptocurrency, I have found out that token holders will get a percentage of the fees of the overall transactions on the platform through hosting a node. So that's definitely interesting. There is a way to earn passive income through Payfair. So if you do are interested in hosting a node or using a node or anything like that, this is a cryptocurrency where you can get in low, considering its price point, considering its market cap, and if it really does take off in the future, you guys can definitely have a chance to make passive income before this even hits $1. One thing I will note, and I think that's interesting, is that there is a circulating supply of 76 million Payfair and a total supply of just under 89 million Payfair. And when you look at supply and total supply, like, that is a pretty low supply in terms of cryptocurrency. You know, that's a supply around Litecoin, I believe, just around that 90 million coins in circulation mark. I may be a little bit off on that, but this is a pretty low supply to give you guys a comparison. And the only reason that this coin has not reached $1 is, I believe, that it hasn't been listed on a big exchange. I think as soon as it's listed on a bigger exchange, you know, something like KuCoin, for example, it will get that dollar pump that it needs. And additionally, I think that, you know, they've got a little bit of ways to go regarding the platform. But, you know, with that kind of stuff set aside, I think this is easily a dollar cryptocurrency, and is one of the reasons I think it's undervalued, especially at its overall market cap. So if you're going to get in on something and you want to get in on it early, these are definitely the cryptocurrencies to look out for. Definitely do your own research on all these cryptocurrencies in the video. You know, because they are lower market cap and there is bigger reason for speculation, you know, behind them, because of the low market cap. So with that said, let's get into the third and final cryptocurrency that I believe is undervalued for 2018. The third and final cryptocurrency I believe is undervalued and has a low market cap for 2018 is Opus. So I have done a video on Opus on my channel. It's one of the first videos that I've kind of done an analysis on. So definitely check that out and subscribe if you want more content like that and to get my more in-depth opinions on it. But I am not invested in Opus, to be fully transparent with you guys, at the time of making this video. So with that said, Opus is an interesting cryptocurrency with a market cap of just under $11 million. It definitely has the lowest market cap of the three cryptocurrencies that I'm covering. It also does have the lowest price at that 7-cent mark. It's down 8.81% today, but that's nothing new considering most cryptocurrencies have been in the red lately, just due to the money flowing out of the market and some FUD being present. So with that said, Opus has seen an all-time high to the 24-cent mark on January 9th. So just a few weeks ago, beginning of January, we did see Opus hit that just under that $34 million market cap and that all-time high under 25 cents. So it has gotten there. Since then, we've fallen all the way to the 7-cent mark, almost the 8-cent mark, which you're seeing here. So Opus has seen traction and really has seen all-time highs above the market cap it is now. So now is definitely a good time to get in if you are interested in this cryptocurrency. The circulating supply, total supply, I will mention because it is definitely not a high supply, but definitely not a low supply. Payfair had under 100 million, so that is definitely a lower supply cryptocurrency. But when you talk about max supply, 250 million is not a lot for a cryptocurrency. It's comparable to Substratum, and Substratum's at what, the $1 mark? You know, was at the $2 mark for a while. So definitely, if Opus, you know, even gets to anywhere near Substratum's numbers, you can definitely see some big gains. But I'm going to get into why I believe Opus is an undervalued cryptocurrency. So again, if you want more information on this, check out my in-depth analysis on Opus. But basically, Opus is a music platform, a decentralized music platform that will allow artists to really take back control over their content. What I mean by this is Opus plans to give 97% of the revenue made on their platform to the artists, which is the biggest selling point in my opinion. With centralized authorities, you know, like Apple Pay, Google Play, Spotify, stuff like that, taking over 80% of the revenue from music artists, which in my opinion is absolutely ridiculous, considering they're the one that's making the content, and the platforms are distributors. And I'm not going to go down that road. And obviously the platforms do a lot for the artists in terms of visibility, but I think that it's a little ridiculous how much they're actually taking from these artists. So Opus is definitely a solution to that. Opus being a platform that most people can use is definitely interesting, because with blockchain catching on with the masses and the general public just looking into what the heck cryptocurrency is, Opus might take a little bit to gain real world traction, just considering the fact that people and music makers might be hesitant to put their music on this cryptocurrency decentralized web space. But once the time comes where most people understand it and realize that this is a legitimate solution to actually taking control over their content, I think Opus will be huge. I think it's extremely undervalued at the price. Additionally, just some things that I'm going to note is that with blockchain technology, labels cannot hide money and from these artists, so it's completely transparent. You can see the stuff going on within the platform, which is nice, because you won't see, again, labels hiding money from these artists and taking money that they say they give them, but they're actually not. So that's going to definitely be assuring to people who want to use the platform. It's democratic, much like other cryptocurrencies. The community has the ability to vote on the direction of the platform, which is nice, so you do have community say, and it's not going to be centralized like just a lot of the examples I gave earlier. Cross-platform, meaning you can access your music on multiple devices and won't have to pay for music twice. More on this on Opus's website. Definitely they touch on this, but in my opinion this is another huge selling point, because not only are you trying to attract people and artists to use your platform, but you're trying to attract the consumer and give the artist a reason aside from the fact that they're going to generate revenue. You're going to need visibility and stuff like that. So when you talk to the consumer and you say, hey, there's this new platform, these artists are on it, and you will only ever have to buy music once, and you can use it on as many devices as you want, it's like, okay, this is a solution to a problem that I'm facing, maybe with Apple Music, or maybe with Spotify, or maybe with SoundCloud, or whatever the music platform they're using right now. That definitely offers the user an incentive to use Opus. So that's kind of all the reasons that I believe Opus is undervalued. One extra thing that I forgot to mention was playlist makers can also be compensated by the artists for creating good playlists. They can compensate people for sharing tracks and generating sales. So basically, the artists and people who want to use the platform, maybe they want to get their song out there, they are able to credit and compensate people for sharing, and even playlist makers. A lot of times, or most of the times, playlist makers don't get the credit that they deserve for putting together a good playlist based on a bunch of artists. Obviously a bunch of people might see them, but the hard work that actually goes into that, they aren't compensated with money-wise. And with the Opus platform, artists are able to kind of see that and really give back to the community and the people that support them for making these cool playlists. And it also helps the artists out in terms of visibility and getting their songs out there. So that's just kind of the main advantages of the Opus platform. That is one of the main reasons that I believe in Opus in the future. And now, while its market cap is at $10 million, almost $11 million, I believe that in the future, Opus, we could see $100 million very easily. We were at the 25-cent mark a few weeks ago, so my price prediction is that not only is this cryptocurrency extremely undervalued in price and market cap, but the platform just makes sense to me. The real-world use just makes sense to me. Everything about it, I'm really optimistic about. And in the future, I think that Opus is going to be a shining spot in the cryptocurrency space, as people, they understand music. Oh, I listen to that. I can use blockchain for this. I can use cryptocurrency with music. As soon as that kind of catches on, people will be using the Opus platform. As soon as the Opus team, continues down their roadmap and develops things, refines the application, stuff like that, we're going to see a successful cryptocurrency here. So that's going to do it for those top 3 cryptocurrencies that I believe are undervalued going into 2018. That's going to do it for the video today, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching the video. Make sure to like and subscribe and comment down below what other cryptocurrencies, what other video ideas you want me to cover. I'm open to moving this channel in any direction that the community wants me to go, and I just want to create content that's educational and informal to you guys, and hopefully you guys can learn something from my videos and just take something away from the opinions that I present on these cryptocurrencies. With that said, I'm going to end off with a disclaimer that none of the information in this video is investment or financial advice. It's just my personal opinion. Please do your own research before investing. Invest at your own risk. Don't invest more than you can afford to lose. And consult a financial advisor if necessary. All of the information and resources that I use to create this video, in addition to my personal experience and knowledge, are linked down in the description below if you guys are more interested in that. Additionally, I will say thank you guys for the overwhelming amount of support on my videos recently. Make sure to like, subscribe, and share this video with friends. Hopefully you guys took something away and learned something from this video. Thank you guys for watching, and have a great day.